I'm Misti Green, and you're listening to the I Lead Misti Blue Podcast, where strategy meets soul and faith finds its voice. Pull up a chair, the table is set. This episode is called Suspended to Settled, a reflection on that sacred in-between space where you've let go of what was, but have yet to step into what's next. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood in the middle of a hallway season, one door slams shut behind you, and the next one hasn't opened yet? You're not moving backward, but you're not moving forward either. You're just there, suspended. You've already accepted what happened. You've already released the need to understand it. We need to go deeper into that. Listen to the prior episode, accepting it rather than understanding it. But now you live in the space where nothing feels finished and nothing feels new. That space is quiet, it's uncomfortable, and if you listen closely, peace starts to whisper. You're not in the same place you were before. This episode, Suspended to Settled, is about that shift, the sacred move from waiting to resting, from surviving to steady. This space is holy space. When something ends, a relationship, a role, a version of yourself, your heart doesn't always get the memo. Your mind says it's over, but your spirit keeps watching the door, hoping for one more knock. That's what suspended feels like, hovering between hope and closure, replaying conversations, not to go back, but to make sense of the silence. But silence isn't absence. Silence is sacred. It's the sound of trust, of God still working behind a closed curtain. When you've prayed, when you've processed, when you've done everything right, and all you hear is quiet, that's not neglect, that's protection. Stillness is not passive, it's powerful. It's saying, I don't need to chase what is meant for me. If it's meant to close, peace will seal it. If it's meant to reopen, grace will do it gently, not through striving. You don't have to beg for what's already written with your name. Your only job is to stay still long enough for God to show you which doors were permanent and which were just passages. There's a sacred shift when you stop fighting for answers and start really resting in peace. You stop speaking from ache and you start speaking from healing. You stop saying, why did this happen to me? And you start saying, it had to happen for me. We talked about this in our last episode. Healing doesn't erase the past, it redeems it. What once felt like punishment now truly begins to look like preparation. Sometimes God closes a door not to keep you out, but to move you through. Naming your truth doesn't reopen wounds. It proves that they have healed. Yes, that happened. Yes, it was excruciating. It hurt. Yes, I learned. And still, I smile, and still I have peace. That's freedom. When your story no longer needs an audience to justify its ending, the moment you can tell the story without the sting, you've graduated from suspended to settled. It takes courage to stay settled because peace can feel boring when you've lived in chaos. The ache tempts you to reach back. The fear whispers, maybe silence means loss. But silence is not punishment, it's protection. Sometimes God quiets what he's healing because peace grows best in privacy. You're not stuck. You're settling, anchoring into what's next, slowly, intentionally, consistently, and quietly. You'll know you're shifting when you stop rehearsing the story. You no longer crave closure from others. Peace replaces pressure. Your tone softens, and freedom matters far more than being right. That's what settled looks like. Quiet confidence whispering, I've made peace with what didn't make sense. Though I don't understand it, I accept it. Peace rarely shouts. Sometimes it just sits beside you on a random Tuesday and you realize, I didn't cry today. I didn't check their page. I didn't need to prove my worth. That's peace. It's not loud, it's just steady. And that steadiness is strength. I remember a season when I was suspended for months. Professionally, everything looked fine meetings, emails, checklists, but personally, I was hollow. I kept praying for answers that never came. And one day, sitting in my car between campuses, I said out loud, God, I do not know what you're doing, but I am tired of seeking answers and I'm tired of waiting. And in that stillness, he whispered something simple. You're not waiting, you're being rebuilt. That moment changed how I view the in between. The hallway wasn't punishment, it was construction. He was leveling the ground beneath me. So when the next door opened, I'd walk through steady, not scrambling. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do when you're in a suspended season is let God rebuild the foundation beneath your feet. Put down your shovel. Let's be honest, peace can feel strange when you've lived in survival mode on autopilot. Your nervous system will try to convince you something's wrong because chaos, it became your normal. But growth often feels unfamiliar. Stillness might feel like loss when you've been addicted to the noise. So when peace feels too quiet, don't sabotage it. Sit in it. Breathe through it. Tell yourself the calm isn't the absence of purpose, it's the evidence of healing. Peace is the new rhythm your soul's been waiting to learn. Being settled isn't about standing still, it's about standing sure. It's knowing you can move again without fear of falling apart. You're not trying to hold all the pieces together. It's living settled, and it means your decisions come from discernment, not desperation. It means you respond, you don't react. So take that trip, start that project, laugh again, trust again, do things that make your soul smile. You're not breaking the peace by living, you're proving it because peace doesn't keep you still. It gives you permission to move with clarity while still being anchored. Have the audacity to be settled, to let peace be your proof, silence your sanctuary, and grace your guide. You are not where you were. You are not who you were. You are standing in peace, not longing. So breathe, rest, and trust. Remember, silence isn't emptiness, it's evidence. It's the sound of trust. I'm Misti Green, and this is the I Lead Misti Blue Podcast. Pull up a chair. The table is set for grace, for growth, and for peace that finally feels like home.